What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be responding to your Q&A questions. Before we get started, I just wanted to say if I mispronounce any of your channel names, I'm really sorry, but let's get right into the questions. Bolt Boxer asks, Woodland or CQB? And this is another one of those things that I think is a personal preference, and for me, I like Woodland. I think by CQB you mean like in a warehouse and stuff, like really close quarters. I haven't been able to do that. I'd love to at some point. Our woods are kind of close quarters. They're like fort to fort basically rather than open field sniping, so it's kind of a combination of both, but me personally, I think I like the woods better than a warehouse. Superfly344 and Airsofting Like a Boss ask, what is my favorite airsoft gun and why? And I would have to say this thing. It's the UTG Master Sniper, and I have a video actually showing that. I titled it my favorite airsoft gun, so I'll put a link in the description to that if you want to check out more about it. But it's definitely my most powerful gun, and I don't know, I like sniping, so this is the best gun for me, I think, out of my arsenal. Videos by the 5 asks if I'd rather have a CO2 pistol instead of my airsoft spring pistols. And I don't know about instead of. I mean, I wouldn't want to replace my spring pistols in place of a CO2, but I think maybe in the future I'll get a gas pistol in addition to the spring pistols. I'll still keep the spring ones around, just so like other people that I play with can use them. But I think for my sniper loadout, I might possibly this summer upgrade to a CO2 pistol. We'll see though. Cwill926 asks, why are you a gypsy? Because, Colby, that's the name that Josh gave me in our, sophomore year math class, Mr. Almberg. I really don't think you're ever going to let that go. Boltboxer also asks if one person was holding an Echo 1 and one person holding a G&G, and they were in bikinis and they got pissed off at each other, who would win? First of all, there's a lot of variables that play into that. One is who has a higher pain tolerance, basically who's just the pansy. But I think what you're trying to get at is which one's better, is G&G or Echo 1. Personally, from my experience, I've only ever had a G&G. I've never had an Echo 1, so I'd be biased towards G&G. But also, from what I've heard, Echo 1's not that great, and neither is G&G, but G&G's kind of a step up from Echo 1. I mean, they're both not, like, super great. There's lots of things better and lots of things worse than them. They're both about average guns, but from what I've heard, I think G&G's a little bit better than Echo 1. I hope this doesn't spark any, huge debates. JackPack12 asks if I play any musical instruments, and I don't. I think I can play very crappily Smoke on the Water on the guitar, but that's really it, and even that's pretty bad. I don't play. Matthew Mouse asks to see what type of knives I have, and I have one of them with me. The other 2 I left back in my dorm. I have 3 in total. But sorry I didn't bring the other 2 home. I just completely spaced on that when I came home for the weekend. But the other 2 are a Swiss Army knife and a buck knife, so there's nothing too special. And then this was a knife my dad gave to me. He got it when he was in Eagle Scouts, and it's got this kind of cool sheath. I don't know. It has a belt clip on the back, and I don't know. It's really cool. In a really old video, one of the first ones I put on my channel, I show myself throwing this around into trees and stuff. So if you want to go check that out, I'll have a link in the description. I also used this in the video how to make a prop stun grenade, and I don't know, I just used this to cut some stuff. So some people were just like, holy crap, that's kind of a cool knife, and I don't know, yeah, I like it a lot. Really nice looking, looks like a throwing knife, but really isn't. Matthew Mouse asks if there's a certain gun I've been looking into buying. And I've been looking into a couple, but I'm not really sure I'm going to get any of them. We'll definitely know by summer, though. That's when I'll take it more seriously, because right now I don't have a whole lot of time to be airsofting. Summer I'll have a lot more time, and then I'll see if I really need a new gun or not. But the models I've been looking at are a G&G SIG 552 Commando and an AGM M14 assault rifle. Both of those are guns I've had in the past. It's just been a while since I've had them. I started airsofting a long time ago, and those were some early guns I had. But yeah, but this summer we'll know if I'm going to be getting those or not. Trickshot Sniper 1 and Matthew Mouse also asked if I've ever been paintballing and if I enjoyed it. And I have gone probably about 3 times, definitely not as much as I've gone airsofting. I don't have a paintball gun myself, I've always rented when I've gone. The 3 times I've gone, it was with my soccer team. At the end of the season, we'd all go out and paintball as a party. All 3 times I went, I had a great time because it was with my friends, and I think it's just as fun as airsoft. The only reason I do airsoft more is because it's more accessible, and I can't exactly paintball in my woods because that would get kind of messy, and it's not like a public field, it's just the backyard of my house pretty much, and there's also a lot of other houses nearby, and I wouldn't want to be shooting paint at those. I think my neighbors would dislike me a lot more. OtterDude458 asks Xbox or PS3, and I'd have to go with Xbox. Super Psychout asks spring, electric, or gas, and personally I think all 3 have their pros and cons, and really it is just a personal preference. I on the one hand like spring because I use a sniper rifle and I don't really want to buy a gas sniper rifle. But AEGs can also come in handy in a lot of situations, as well as gas guns. I think one of the reasons I like spring more is because with AEGs, it's not very often, but you do have to charge them, and the batteries wear down after a while, and that's not a huge deal, but I just like being able to go out for a whole day in airsoft and not have to worry about changing the batteries or going through a whole ton of gas. I already go through enough BBs, and then having to go through gas, I mean, I don't know. It really is just a personal preference though, so I mean, for me, I'll take a spring sniper rifle, but I'm sure a lot of you out there like AEGs or gas pistols. Commander O'Toole asks where the channel name came from, and it was probably about a year before I started doing YouTube stuff. It was like a string of months where I just kept getting hurt, and I'm not really accident prone, it was just like some really bad luck. I fell off of 3 ladders in one of those cases on my biggest tree fort, you know where the trapdoor is if you've seen that video. The trapdoor actually fell on my finger, and it's about a 15-pound door, and it crushed my middle finger, and you can see kind of it's the nail hasn't grown back, and that was 2 years ago. It just it gets to the point where it's like an airplane hanger, so it's like open and then it gets caught on stuff, so I just leave it kind of half grown. Yeah, the other 2 times I fell off a ladder, one time I was carrying a pallet up and it landed on my legs. I'm really lucky I didn't break them. And the other time I was trying to get a frisbee off of our roof and I fell off of that ladder, and then there were just a couple other stupid incidents that happened, and I don't know, it was the accident prone. I thought that would be a funny channel name. But yeah, that's how the accident prone came to be, and I don't just use that for my YouTube. A lot of my other accounts as well are the accident prone. That's kind of my universal username. Commander O'Toole asks if I have any gas guns, and I don't right now. I think I mentioned earlier that we'll see this summer about getting one, but not currently. And last but not least, Lego Boy 510 asked if I'd ever thought about buying an M1 airsoft gun, and I haven't. I don't doubt that they're really good, I just haven't specifically looked at an M1 model before. I've had an M14 before, I've looked at other M14s, but never really specifically looked at a M1 model before. That might be something to think about in the future. I guess we'll have to see. That's going to be it for this Q&A video. I think that's all the comments. If I didn't get to yours, I'm pretty sure I got all of them down, but if I didn't get through it, please let me know. Hopefully that didn't happen, but I probably will be doing this again in the future. If you guys liked it, let me know. If you guys have any questions that didn't get answered in this Q&A, or ones that you might want to ask in the future, you might think about sending me a message. If those start to pile up, I might think about doing a Q&A, and we'll just see how many questions come in and go from there. So I think that just about wraps up this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next video.